What turns a human being into a killer not once, but again and again? It's not a monster from a horror film. It's not someone who looks dangerous. In fact, most serial killers blended in perfectly. They had jobs, families, neighbors who described them as quiet and nice. So the real question is, what was happening inside their minds? Today we are diving into the psychology of serial killers. What research, the FBI, and decades of criminal profiling actually tells us. First, let us define the term. The FBI defines a serial killer as someone who commits 2 or more murders in separate events, with a psychological cooling-off period in between. This is what separates them from spree killers or mass murderers. That gap, that return to normal life, and that is exactly what makes them so chilling and so fascinating to psychologists. Serial killers are not a single type, but research has found patterns in their personalities, their childhoods, and even their brain chemistry. The most common trait researchers find in serial killers is psychopathy. Psychopaths do not feel empathy the way most of us do. Brain scans show reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for impulse control and moral reasoning, and in the amygdala, which processes fear and emotion. In other words, their brains are literally wired differently. Now, not every psychopath becomes a killer, but it creates a foundation where harming others does not trigger guilt or remorse. Fantasy. Years, sometimes decades, before a first killing, many serial killers develop rich, detailed violent fantasies. These are not passing thoughts. They are rehearsed mental scripts, replayed over and over. It never fully satisfies, so they escalate. They kill again. Were they born this way or made? The answer is both. There is strong evidence for genetic predispositions to psychopathy. The MAOA gene, sometimes called the warrior gene. The vast majority of serial killers reported childhood abuse, physical, psychological, or sexual. This early trauma combined with biological predisposition can warp how the brain develops. Think of it like a lock and key. Biology may be the lock, but trauma can be the key that opens it. FBI profilers categorize serial killers into 2 broad types. Organized killers are methodical, intelligent, and charming. They plan carefully, choose victims deliberately, and often avoid detection for years. Disorganized killers act impulsively. Their crime scenes are chaotic. Researchers also classify killers by their motivation: power and control, hedonistic, mission-oriented, visionary. Most fall into that first category, power and control. The murder is not really about the victim. It is about total dominance over another human life. Serial killers are not supernatural. They are the product of a dangerous combination: certain brain biology, personality disorders, and often terrible childhoods. Understanding why they do what they do is not about excusing them. It is about prevention. It is about spotting warning signs earlier. It is about making society safer. Because the more we understand the darkest corners of the human mind, the better equipped we are to protect against them. Follow the Echo Mind for more psychology and human behavior. Forever.